Hello, people. Well, today we're going to speak a little about conditional sentences. In this case, real versus hypothetical. That's to say, type 1 versus type 2 conditionals, okay? There are moments when we are speaking the language that we want to speak about future consequences of some present or future situation, okay, or possibility. Let's see when they are about real or hypothetical. The real or type 1 conditional expresses a future consequence of something possible, something realistic, something that I always say tangible, that we feel there's a lot of potential there. For example, if I miss the train, I'll take the next one. So every time that we speak about actions in life, we have 50% of options that good outcomes, we could say, or good results. And there's the other 50 of a different result. So when we speak about these actions, we are referring to 50% chance that I missed the train. So the action is if considering that the action will happen. And if it happens, the second part is 100% certain. So I repeat, of these, the sentence with if, the si sucede, there's 50% chance. Okay, como en todo, hay 50% de probabilidad de que suceda o de que no. 50% chance. Pero sí sucede, ¿sí? En el eventual de que sí suceda, la segunda parte es 100% real. ¿Ok? ¿Por qué? Si pierdo el tren, me voy a tomar el que sigue. No tengo otra opción. ¿Ok? Puedo también decir, si pierdo el tren, no sé, me voy a tomar un taxi. Me tomaré un taxi. Eso es otra cosa, que yo mencione cuál va a ser esa posibilidad realística. It's another thing. ¿Ok? That is up to you. But the thing is that once you make the sentence, once you express the idea, it means that the sentence with the will is totally related to the if sentence. That gives like the derivation, it comes out of it. But again, we are talking here about something that we consider possible to happen. We consider real, we consider something realistic, okay? The typical structure is with if, and in the sentence with the if, you use present simple. In the other one, you use will. But remember that you can have conditional sentences positioned the other way about. That's to say that you begin with the will and the second sentence is with the if, but that doesn't change the pattern. You always maintain the pattern. When I say pattern, the structure, I mean if with present, will in the second one, the other. Now, sometimes we can have modal verbs or even imperatives in the position of the will instead of the will, like a variation. So we could say, if it rains, we can't go out. If it rains, we must stay inside. If it rains, take your umbrella, and so on and so forth. You can create any ideas you want. Let's talk now about the unreal or hypothetical, conditional. So these are imaginary situations. If we compare with type 1, remember that type 1 was like 50% options, but very possible, realistic. In this case, they are not. Like, for example, when you say, if I were you, it's impossible that I become you. I am me, you are you. So, if I say, si yo fuera vos, if I were you, estoy creando una idea irreal. No es probable, no es posible directamente. Y ahí es donde generamos el hipotético caso de condicional. Y yo me imagino, me pongo en tus pies. If I were you, I would try to meet the next deadline, but I'm not you. Now pay attention to the structure here. Is in the sentence with the if, now it's past simple. And in the other one, it's not will, it's would. Si fuese vos, trataría, intentaría. You could also have could and might instead of would. Remember that modals can be interchangeable, but remember they have different functions. They express different ideas. If I had money, I could spend it. I would be able to spend it. If I had money, I might spend it. That means that maybe not. Maybe I might spend it or I might not. I would possibly spend it. And you can also have extra words or expressions to replace if, to use instead of the if, the typical if. The most common ones are as long as, assuming that, on condition, on the assumption, provided, supposing, unless with the condition. Of course, you may not know all of these. It's not necessary to practice them right now, but you could start analyzing little by little and what they mean. You could take notes now, practice them, and try to create ideas with if and also with this, because they mean other things, okay? As long as es mientras que o siempre y cuando, con la condición de que, and they are all very similar in ideas, okay? Now, if or when are also interchangeable when the statement is a fact or a general issue. Like, if you hit ice, it melts. Or when you hit ice, it melts. This is a case of a zero conditional. If is used for something that, according to the speaker, might happen. We can spend the afternoon on the beach if the weather is fine. So if the weather is not fine, we are not going to spend the afternoon on the beach. But when is used for something that, according to the speaker, will happen. So the speaker is expecting that. I will clean up the kitchen right away when I'm back to work, from work. So when I come back from work, I will do it. Yeah. So we are sort of saying that I will do it. It's a fact. So that's the difference between when and if. If you use if es, va a suceder si y solo si el clima lo permite. Ahora, el cuándo marca que lo voy a hacer en algún momento, pero cuando vuelva, en este caso. Okay? Is that clear? I hope so. Well, so this was a little bit like all that is to say in comparison, mostly in comparison between types 1 and 2. So always remember, is it real? Is it possible? You go with type 1. Is it imaginary? Sort of impossible? Go with type 2. And that's all. Okay. Hope you enjoyed the video. Bye-bye. See ya.